Welcome to the 𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗁 podcast. My name is 𝗏𝗂𝗏𝗀𝗀𝗀. Today we'll be talking about navigating the job market and strategies for immigrants in first world countries. I'm Nigerian and I live in the United States. So I come up with a strategy that how immigrants can use to navigate a first world country. Because I understand that navigating the job market as an immigrant in a first world country presents its unique challenges and opportunities. So on today's episode and podcast, we will explore some effective strategies to empower immigrants, whether they hold a green card, employment authorization, either you have a citizenship or just a work, whatever your status is, or you're still navigating the job market while you are out of status, from leveraging cultural strengths to understanding the difficulties of the employment landscape. We'll delve into practical advice to help immigrants thrive in their professional journeys. Let's dive in. The number one is cultural integration and career success, a guide for immigrants. Before you take that leap of faith going into a first world country, you need to think about the cultural differences of wherever you are coming from. In Nigeria, for example, our culture is pretty primitive because it's a third world country. No disrespect, no shade to Africans. I'm also an African man. So, living in the United States, it has its challenges and the people have a complete different mindset. So prepare yourself for that mindset so you can fit into their system. And another thing, the cultural integration, it's not just the mindset of the people and the economical stability itself. It's the way things are done. You have to think about that. You have to put this into consideration. So the second is the legal instinct, navigating visas and work authorization. When you come into a first world country, the first thing you should think about is, how are you going to get a work permit? Like, what do you have to do? Do you need to get married to somebody? Or do you need to apply for so, or, get a lawyer? Or, preferably I would suggest you get a lawyer, somebody that would advise you on how to propel forward. Because you need to have, you need to be in status, like a legal status to do certain things. You need a driver's license. A driver's license will allow you to open a bank account and do many things. You need a social security number, bro. You need all these things, man. So you need to navigate the legal insights, bro. So the next one is building a professional network as an immigrant. Preferably, though, I would suggest you have friends that have been through whatever challenge you are about to go through, or family members. So it's easy for you to know what step to take. Like friends and families, let them guide you genuinely level. Like, okay, this is how you should do this. This is what you need to do. So those people will be your professional network, if that makes sense. Another one is overcoming language barriers in the workplace. Nigeria, for example, is an English-speaking country because it was the British that colonized my country. So it won't make a lot of sense to me to go to France, a country that speak French. That makes sense because I don't speak French. Although there are some Nigerians that went to school in Benin Republic. Benin Republic is a neighboring country of Nigeria that they speak French. So these Nigerians, they also speak French because you have to learn Francais. So I would encourage anyone coming to an English-speaking country to at least understand the basic language. Or if you go into a French-speaking country, you need to understand the basic language. Today's topic today's topic on this podcast is for any immigrant going. Irrespective of where you're going, it is for any immigrant. So I would suggest you understand the language of what country you are going into. So the other one is entrepreneurial opportunities for immigrants. Let's say you successfully get a work permit or a green card. Most immigrants just focus on having a full-time job, because you have to understand something about the work permit and the green card and these things. You have to renew them every now and then, every 6 months or 1 year, or I think every 2 years or something. And the work authorization, I think you have to renew it every 6 months or 1 year. So it's possible for them to deny that. So you have to be extremely smart. While you're going for your professional, getting a full-time job, I want you to have a side hustle. Start a business on the side though, to prepare for anything that can happen. Because you will be in that country though. No one is going to come after you if you don't look for trouble. You get me? But you still want to be able to fund your lifestyle, if that makes sense. To fund your lifestyle. And when I say fund your lifestyle though, I'm talking about accommodations, your car notes, your insurance, to fund that lifestyle. So I would suggest entrepreneur though. Do your research, and to fund that entrepreneurship journey, you need to have good credit so you can borrow money from the bank and use it to fund that lifestyle. You get me? So look into it though. How to start the businesses, how to build your financial skill to start a business. Don't just write it there as an immigrant, because if you're in that country, if you don't look for trouble, nobody's going to bother you. You get me? Keep your head down. Do not act like you're one of them. You're not one of them. Like, you're not one of the citizens of that country. So do not misbehave. Like, most people come into first world countries and they just misbehave, thinking that, okay, we are here now. Bro, like, they would kick you out though. But if you don't look for trouble, no one is going to come for you. So to upgrade from the entrepreneurship journey and looking for money to start that business is financial planning and success for an immigrant. When you have a full-time job, don't just exhaust all your money on funding your lifestyle and taking care of your family back at home. You need to save some of those money to start a business. Any business, man. It's 2024. You can do it. Any business though. Either you start, I don't know, anything, man. Something. And you need to understand something about starting a business. There's a very big chance you will fail at first, but you have to keep going. Like, this is how great human beings are being created. So you need to have financial planning for when you fail in that business and apply resilience. So the next one is education and skill enhancements, a path to career growth. You need school though. If you have the opportunity to go to school, I would suggest you go to school. I have a master's degree in computer science, software engineering. I was just leveraging the opportunities of the first world country. My father did the same thing in the United States. My grandfather did the same thing in the United States. My great-grandfather did the same thing in the United Kingdom. So we've always tried to use the opportunity of first world country. Obviously, I'm from a privileged background. I understand it's not everybody that comes from a background like myself, but you can be the first generation that utilizes the opportunity that is presented to you. So try and utilize that opportunity to go for college degrees or master's degree or certification programs that would that you can use in the nearest future or use in your country, regardless of the situation of things and how it flips. Because you have to always plan for the worst but expect the best. Life happens. People get deported. People get derailed. You have to prepare yourself back to back. Also, mental resilience. You need to learn how to thrive amidst challenges. It won't be easy though, because this is not your home country. This is a foreign land, and they will treat you as such. If you're not the type of person that looks for trouble, no one is going to bother you. You get me? Like, majority of the time, people come into first world countries and they want to act like, like they are one of, the people that own that country, bro. Like, this is not your father's land. This is not your mother's land. Respect everybody. You get me? Respect everybody and stay out of trouble. So it might be difficult at first to find a job, especially in a new, in a first world country, regardless of your paperwork or your legal status. Either you're out of status or you are in status. You need to apply mental resilience, man. Be very, very strong. Be very, very strong. Whatever you're experiencing, you're not the first person that will experience it in that first world country. Irrespective of where you are, people before you have experienced it. People after you will experience it. Just be strong. Be positive always. You get me? Be positive. So another thing is success stories, inspiring immigrants' achievements though. Remember when I mentioned that you want to synchronize yourself with people that have done it before you? Those people will be your professional networks, like your friends, your family, or people you meet. Use their success stories as a motivation for yourself. Use that as a driving force to keep pushing forward though. You get me? Like, if they can do it, you can do it. They don't have two heads like you. I want you to read about stories of I want you to read stories about multi-billionaires, people who come from other countries into that first world countries. Let that story fuel you. Let it gas you up that you can do it too. You get me? And the possibility is endless. You can't settle for less. Your first, second, or third job might not be what you want the most, but you have to always aspire for more. Think further into the future of, okay, it's possible for me to accomplish this so time. And you need to understand something though. No one is going to support you on a surface level. Like I'm talking about invest one-on-one in you, because everyone has their problems. Don't take it personal though. Don't take it personal. Just know the direction where you're going. Be strong. So another one is navigating corporate culture, tips for immigrant professionals. I want you to understand and adapt to corporate culture in the first world workplace. You need to understand something about first world countries though. The attitude and the mannerism of people, it's completely different than than your home country. It is very, very different though. So rather than take it personal, just learn to act like a fool, act like a dummy. You get me? It's going to serve you though in the long run. Learn to act like you don't see the disrespect. In 2019, I was working for Wells Fargo. And at that time, I was doing my master's degree in computer science, software engineering. A lot of disrespect though. You get me? And it was easy for me to propel, to grow. Now I have a software company though. I have a software company and I have staff members. It was easy for me to grow and migrate from being a worker into, a software tech founder, because I operated like a fool. Like I didn't see the disrespect. In first world countries, people will disrespect you and they want to see your reaction. Don't give nobody that reaction though. As a matter of fact though, you act like you don't say it. You humble yourself. You apply humility. You know the direction you're going to. You get me? Hold on to that mindset and keep going. Keep going though. Don't let anybody distract you. Nobody. Another one is community resources, tapping into immigrant support networks. If you're looking to borrow money, I want you to look into programs like CDFI. I want you to look into programs like the credit union. Look into your local banks around and just open those accounts, man. Deposit $20, $30. Build a relationship with them for when you start your business though. Because the privilege of first world countries, they can borrow you money to build your business, if that makes sense. And you're here to make success. You're there, you're here to do great things, if that makes sense. And you will do great things. You have to be intelligent, man. There is no time to relax. In the first 10 years of you getting to that country, you're there to walk your ass out. So another one is balancing work and personal life, which is one of my favorite. You need to strategize, a plan for maintaining an healthy work-life balance in a new cultural context. In second world country and third world country, when you have a full-time job, You can sleep at work. You can make friends with your boss and say, I'm tired today, I want to go back home. And they will allow you. In first world country, bro, you have to work hard. When you say you are at work, you keep your eyes wide open. There is no nap, no siesta, none of those. You get me? So when you have that, majority of the time, some of us, we want to use our off days and say, bro, I've been working all week. I need to use this weekend to have fun. And I understand. But remember what I said earlier though. In the first 10 years of you getting to that first world country, bro, there's no time for rest. You work your ass out. You work and work hard. You get me? So you need to have strategies to balance your your work life and your personal life. You get me? Because, bro, it's almost like you have to be selfish. Because you're building something that would help you in the long run. You get me? It's almost like you won't have time for fun. And if you're married though, it's not for the weak, but try and balance your work and your personal life. Is going to serve you. Now, another one is negotiation skills for immigrant professional. You need to have tips and techniques for successful salary negotiation. When you come to a first world country, it's easy for you to accept everything that is being presented to you. Let's say you're fortunate enough to land a job and they pay you 50% less than what you are entitled to get, because they will play you like that. Majority of the time though, immigrants will accept it because that money seems to be more than where you are coming from. Learn to stand on business. Learn to ask for what you deserve. Learn to negotiate. Look at it from this side of you. If it was meant to be, it will be. Does that make sense? So when you can be humble, but don't be foolish. Don't be stupid. Don't be naive. Don't be too humble, where people, because they will take advantage of you. Because we're talking about human beings. They will leverage whatever you present to them and say, okay, I think he needs us or she needs us. You get me? So another one is legal rights and protections for immigrant workers. You get me? Like, if you are out of status and you're listening to me, be careful in using other people's paperwork to get a job, because it might be risky. If that makes sense. It might be very, very risky for your own sanity. You don't want to break their laws, because if you do, bro, they will use their strength and all their power to come for you. So be very, very careful though. Stay away. If you don't have a driver's license, you don't have any reason to drive a car. Stay away. Know their rules and their regulations. Don't break their rules. Don't break their laws. And, if you're working on your paperwork, I would suggest you use a lawyer to file whatever paperwork you want to. Don't let anybody suggest to you that, okay, I know somebody that can do the paperwork for you. Bro, don't break their rules. Don't break their laws. Stay on whatever lane they place you on. As a matter of fact, they won't even bother you. It's almost like you don't exist to them. But once you constitute nuisance, they will fuck you up. Sorry for using that. So what else? Another one is cultivating a global mindset. Keys to international success. As you start having success in whatever country you are in, I want you to invest in international labor markets. What does that mean? If you don't have a paperwork in whatever country you have in, and you start making money, I want you to look into European countries where you can buy citizenship. You can do that. And then leverage technology where you can buy business, and that means you can work in those countries. You don't have to be in a country where you are, out of status and you're struggling. If you have the power, because you will make money in a first world country if you're dedicated. You will make a lot of money. So leverage and invest in this, in this cultural, in this international labor market. And this is what I mean by cultivating a global mindset. You don't have to live in that country. You can go to, it might be Bali. It might be some, a small country in European, continent or something. Just try and build a global mindset. where, okay, you can say, this business I am creating, I can operate this business in any country of the world. So if you know you are out of status or you are struggling to get your balance in that country, do not invest in businesses you can pick and go. You get what I'm saying? So if you invest in, let's say, gas station, and you are out of status, bro, it might be hard for you. It might be very, very hard for you, though. So another one is professional development for immigrant entrepreneurs. Remember to utilize programs like CDFI, your local credit union banks, continuous learning and professional development for immigrant entrepreneurs. Don't forget to use your phone for what regular people don't use it for. Use it for research, bro. Learn on how to feed into certain communities, certain programs. Build your business, make it professional, have an LLC, have business emails, bro. Have a business lawyer. You get me? Be very, very smart. Be very, very smart, though, because I want you to plan for the worst and expect the best, and position yourself on the angle of, if they deny this, I can still survive. Because it's possible for them to stop giving you an employment authorization where, okay, that means you have to lose your job. And when you lose your full-time job, bro, how do you survive? And no one is going to help you. As an American citizen, bro, people can apply for anything and the United States government will protect their own. You, especially if you're out of status, nobody cares about you, man. Nobody cares about you. As long as you don't constitute violence or crime, they won't mess with you, man. So what else? Healthcare and wellness. Have insurance if you can afford it. If you don't have insurance, bro, learn to take care of your health. So that way you are in the right mental state of mind. Learn to take care of your health, though. Learn to take care of your health. I'm pretty sure if you don't have parents with you in that country, if you don't have family members, reach out to your family back at home. Ask them for medications you can take to have, to stay, like multivitamins to take. You need to have those, man. That is if you know you cannot afford health insurance, because the health insurance in first world countries, it can be very expensive and pricey. Learn to either you drink warm water with lemon, all those things. You watch what you eat, you exercise well, and just stay sane. Because the problems and the challenges in first world countries, bro, especially if you don't have a support system, it can be crazy, bro. It can be crazy. So another one what I want to talk about is civic engagement and integration. So yes, when you start making money, I want you to contribute positively to the community where you are living in. When you start making money, remember, you don't necessarily need friends and enemies, but you need community of people that can attest that, wow, I know that business though. You get me? They donate so every now and then. Like in first world country, you don't need to donate $1 billion. You can donate $50. Like, okay, we made profit. We send a check of $50 to your organization. And when you start doing this, they will recognize your inputs. This is how you build community of friends. You get me? Community of supporters. So this is what I meant by civic engagement and integration. You integrate your business into that system, into that community. Because $50, it's not a lot of money, but at the same time, it's not just about the money. It's the thoughts that count. So to round this up, we'll talk about the future trends, adapting to changes in the job market. Always plan for the worst, but expect the best. If you have a full-time job, you get me, and let's say your employment authorization or your green card is coming to an end, you have to prepare yourself for what if they deny it? Because it's possible they deny it. You get me? And people don't like to think like this. People will say, they're not, just because you're positive, that doesn't mean negative things won't happen to you. And, staying ahead by adapting to technological, economical, and industrial industry shifts. This is exactly what I'm saying. Stay up ahead though. You need a side hustle, a side business, something you nurture on the side with your business. So that way, of all the problems you will have in a first world country, finance is not one of them. Does that make sense? Stay out of trouble, my friends. The African Men Podcast. And you guys should check out the Apple and Spotify. This video will be presented on Apple and Spotify. And if you are listening to this right now on Apple and Spotify, the video will be posted to YouTube. So that way, we'll share scripts. We'll share how we can level up as immigrants. That will be the new thing I would start talking about now. Take it easy, my friends. I'll see you around.